Mr. Chairman.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Chairman Yoho, for giving me this opportunity, because I did want to register my observations about the circumstances that we're dealing with here, and I want to thank you for this important hearing, Chairman Yoho. There are few issues more pressing that demand our attention as much as this issue does this week and last week and the week before. The plight of the Rohingya, an ethnic group that many have called the most persecuted in the world, is also one that deserved our attention a long time ago. As a matter of fact, if we went back to 1982, if we look at what this population has been through, a citizenship law denied Burmese citizenship to Rohingya, even though most of them had lived in that country for generations. They have been denied freedom of movement, denied access to an education, to health care. Burmese Rohingya have been marginalized by every level of government, and that's top to bottom. And today this persecution of these people have reached new horrific levels. Fleeing government retaliation for attacks carried out by the ARSA, a fringe militant group, at least 420,000 Rohingyas have been driven from their homes. They've been forced to cross the border into Bangladesh. I have heard personally their stories of what they've been through, of the villages that have been burned. Hundreds have been killed officially, but we know the number is many multiples of this. And journalists have been denied access to large areas of Rakhine State. So that is why I suspect this number is far, far higher than what's being reported. Now, what's been reported so far is that 200 villages have been burned. But I hear reports that I haven't seen in the papers yet from others who are connected to the internet who tell me about additional villages being burned. Landmines have been placed inside Burma's borders with Bangladesh, maiming a handful of those seeking safe havens, but we know more will be killed by these landmines because no one's made a record of where they've been placed. It is little wonder that the UN Human Rights Chief called this a textbook example of ethnic cleansing, and that's a strong but very warranted condemnation. In the face of these atrocities, Burma's response has been, frankly, appalling. I have no illusion that with a young, democratically elected government, the challenges facing Aung San Suu Kyi are immense, but at the same time, if she's only a counselor, and if the power and the authority actually rests with the military, she still has the responsibility to speak out strongly on this issue of human rights. She's got to bring together widely diverse ethnic groups and work to improve an economy that suffered for decades under the military junta's mismanagement. But nothing is more important than providing for the safety of the people within our borders. And Aung San Suu Kyi's recent statement questioning why the Rohingya were fleeing and denying that the military had conducted clearance operations is wildly off the mark. The perpetrators of this ethnic cleansing must be condemned in the strongest terms and held accountable. The government of Burma cannot be allowed to blatantly and cruelly mistreat Rohingya Muslims and other minority groups. The United States must prioritize the Rohingya and the protection of human rights in its relations with Burma, and we should use the tool at our disposal to help put a stop to this violence and to get USAID down on the ground and to get the Burmese people, the Rohingya people, returned. Lastly, Bangladesh deserves praise for opening its borders to this influx of refugees. It is my sincere hope that the government honors its promise to build shelter for new arrivals and provide the needed medical care to them. And again, I thank Chairman Yoho. I thank the ambassador of Bangladesh who's with us today. We appreciate what you have done, and I think this is a very important hearing. I thank the other members who are engaged in this issue for being involved. Thanks. Yield back.
Thank you, Chair.